crazy with the two-piece to even it out, and the rest of the team swooped in and just destroyed them. And that's just kind of how that one round ended, and that's kind of the trend towards the end of the map. So even though 2Faced has been winning gunfights, a bigger map where intel is a little bit more important to make your play happen. I think Akatsuki's still got the nod, the advantage here, but let's give it about 2 or 3 rounds, and I'll reassess them.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree, and so gonna be getting right into our ban phase here. Actually, I'm curious to see if we'll see the same bans. It looks like the Habana ban is gonna stick. Will we see that? I believe the ban was Capitao, if I'm not mistaken, right? In our previous matchup, both times. So it's gonna be the knock by Akatsuki. So that's interesting. That seems more like a situational operator, especially for the basement side. I don't really see knock being much use. I guess possibly upstairs too. I just don't see why knock would be deserving of that ban.
That's either a counter ban, or they just couldn't think, like couldn't think of anybody else that was useful to ban, and they didn't want to shoot themselves in the foot.
Okay.
Probably one or the other. Because I don't, I haven't casted a lot of 2Faced. I don't think I've casted them once before, to my knowledge. So with that being said, I couldn't tell you if that was a counter ban, but I can tell you that it is an interesting ban. On the other side, on defense, we have some pretty vanilla-esque bans. Maestro Mira off the board, so we'll see an Echo probably 100% of the time on defense here in Bank.
Yeah, Echo being one of those operators that he can be either missed out if you're just gonna ban the Maestro and that Mira. So, like you said, definitely looking to see that Echo getting played a lot here going forward by the defenses. He's just such a strong operator in general. He doesn't really have a bad map, I'd say. You can really bring him to any site, any map, and find a use for him. So, definitely a very strong operator on the defense, and always surprised to see him go unbanned. I think he's probably one of the more stronger defensive operators in the game right now. But again, looks like we're going to be seeing that basement CCTV lockers hold, the standard first sight for most teams on a map. Bank. Not going to be looking at any throw-offs here early on. And again, Violet, can you show me which pro is Prophecy and Prod? I believe that Prophecy is the Capitao, but oh no, actually he's gonna be the Thatcher. So I was wrong.
10 seconds left.
Yes, you were. You were wrong.
Attackers have
Right.
discovered
I've been wrong a lot today. And you've been right. So
Why
I'm
do
just
it
going
yourself
to
when
shut up and let you do the analysis.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
No, I'll do the color. You do the analysis, all right?
Oh no, please no.
Ready? Break. All right, no, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. Round number 1, the second best of 1 matchup. 2Faced, Akatsuki. 7-2 was the scoreline in 2Faced's favor in matchup number 1 on Clubhouse. Again, I talked about the way that Akatsuki's played the game. I mean, they played it well. That's the crazy thing. They did not play a 7-2 match. They just didn't. They lost gunfights. That was their primary problem. I don't think that they're going to make the same mistakes on Bank, because you can react to intel a little bit differently on Bank than you do on Clubhouse, right? You don't have to kind of rush in and get pinched. I'll tell you one thing that 2Faced did really, 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 really well, and that was counter the hard breach. And we saw them do that very consistently the entire time. Here we go. We got Pulse and Smoke both in server and on server stairs, ready to rock and roll with any resistance that is met at the doorway at the top of said stairs. Runners will see an angle get opened down through into Red Hall. We'll see the first flashbang go off, and we'll actually see the, I believe, EMP destroy the ADS system. So that will be gone. Drone will see that Dream on that smoke is in those server stairs, and he will have no further protection from grenades. We'll have to back up. That'll be Toxic Babe number 2, about a minute and a half wasted, and I believe the hatch is open. Now, if I heard an explosion, and that was the explosion that I think it was, here comes smoke number 3, and a lot of time wasted. He will, just to make sure that he's not getting flanked, he'll see a drone come out. He's ready for it. He'll take that out. He's holding an angle on the doorway, and oh, grenade prep in hand, but that will not work as a drip will hit the dirt. Drip, a.k.a. Yardy, whatever you want to call him. We got Talon in the dirt tunnel, just checking servers. He's going to throw a little drone out. Here comes a fire arrow, but oh, what a peek! Will take down Prod, but he will actually retreat back through that asphyxiating bolt and go down himself. But all the utility already being deployed by the smoke. 2 minutes wasted and 2 bodies for smoke claimed as the time ticks away. Akatsuki will finally get the server control and get that server wall open. Pixel from up top will burn out an ADS behind the soft wall. And here comes the plant, number 1. Plant will go down. Prophecy will find Filthy, bringing the numbers even. And oh, he hears the diffuser drop behind him. But Talon will not be able to get out of the way in time. Creators will get dropped. Pixel will find Crazy too. It's a 1v2. Now only left up to Prophecy. He'll pick up that diffuser once again. Creators is actually down, so it's an effective 1v1. Now Butters have to make a decision. Go for the pickup or go for the plant. You'll see them through the hallway as the down player gets picked up, and Butters, of course, wins the gunfight on to Prophecy in the 1v1. And 2Faced start off bank with a W, although very close.
Very close indeed, and just a nice shot there at the end from Butters. Rocking that angled grip along with the extended barrel. Kind of a setup that I know that we've seen Foxe kind of bring into the notice of the R6 community. Not rocking that red dot that like we normally see Foxe run, but still a similar lineup indeed, and an interesting one at that. Going to be looking at now the CEO and executive lounge, as Butters is actually going to 6-pick off of that dock to a Jaeger. So going to be only one ACOG that's going to be brought by Crazy, and already that Echo looking very prevalent here inside of inside of Bank, which I mean we both assumed that it would. My mic is definitely only cutting out the Discord. I think it's just a Discord thing.
Well, I didn't want to like say anything about it, and then you know.
No,
I know. We've established you have Dookie internet, so you know, I've already been dealing with that.
I've got not dorm room, but apartment internet. So it's kind of iffy on whether or not it's going to be good or not.
Well, Uzumaki in chat telling me exactly how it goes down. Thank you for that, Mr. Christopher.
Attackers must
Mr. Christopher Valdez.
Yes, indeed. So here we go. Round number 2, 2F. Starting it off hot, like they finished Clubhouse against Akatsuki just a match ago. Since you just joining us, 2Faced winning very heftily against them, 7-2, getting themselves 3 points. Going for 3 more, but not if Akatsuki can help it. Got a little bit of an interesting proposition going on upstairs, as Akatsuki will now make their presence known and their attack plan known as well to this defense.
Definitely going to be a square skylight take, it seems, as we've got the operators. It looks like Thermite's making his way over there right now. We've got those players primed and ready to go for that north rappel that we see so often on Bank. Going to be definitely interesting to see how 2Faced decides to deal with that. We'll see some teams try to go for jump outs to try to find those kills, and other teams will just let it happen and just try not to give them the angle. So we'll be curious to see how 2Faced decides to deal with it. Oh, is that Nitro Cell? It will get caught by the wall. If that would have gotten over, I believe that would have found Talon just sitting between the 2 reinforcements. So definitely a missed opportunity there from Dream to find that frag pretty early on here, about 1:40 left in the round, and they still have yet to deal with Butters on this basement roam. They've got the Mozzie down here with the Nitro Cell, so definitely going to have to do something in order to get him out if they want to go for this plant.
Absolutely, they will. Still 10 people still left alive. A little bit of damage on the sledge. And just as soon as I say that, from behind, Prophecy will take Butters down to the ground. And Butters has been an absolute dominating force here for 2Faced thus far. Taking him out is going to be a huge breath of fresh air. Prophecy, he'll find a second onto Filthy. So 2 down, both roamers for 2Faced on the ground. The CEO wall will get open. A rush in from Talon. He will commit to the plant. And that play will begin going down. I'm not sure if the defense knows it, but there it is. The Yokai drone will stop it. He will immediately recommit as Prophecy picks up his third for the round. Dream will find one on the pixel, finding the first kill for 2Faced, but immediately get refracted. It's Prophecy again. He's got a 4K. Crazy. Shuts down the plant, though. Talon going down to the ground. And who did it? Did he manage to get it? No, Prod will snatch the ace away, but Akatsuki looking strong on their attack upstairs.
Much better attack there, and a much needed round out of Prophecy. I mean, he just cleared out everything. It looked like he tossed away his EMP grenades and then just started roam hunting. He dropped right downstairs, was able to find the Jaeger and the Mozzie, and then make his way up square stairs and find another 2 kills. So excellent play there by the Thatcher of Prophecy to really bring that round into his team favors alone. And looking like a much stronger team here on map number 2, at least 2 rounds in. So we'll be looking at the CEO and Executive Lounge yet again, but it looks like this time around Butters is going to stick that Doc pick, and we will be seeing the Mute get 6 picked out for the Cade. I think this is a little bit better because if the Cade does choose to bring it, he can bring those impacts or the Nitro Cell as well, which are both very strong in denying plant or denying hard breach. So looks like that's going to be, if we could see Dream's lineup real quick, Violet, that would be nice, but he more than likely has the Nitro Cell, I would say. Gonna be curious there. No, it looks like he does have the impacts. He did already have them preset after 6 picking to them so late. So definitely gonna be able to deny the main wall getting opened up along with creators if he's bringing them back. So it looks like he already used them.
5 seconds left.
I'm sure they got a plan for their setup there.
Objective is to locate a
And
bomb
like
and
you said,
defuse
going back up to CEO once again, and that's an interesting spot for a pest from the top of that shelf there in Janitor. Not sure if he meant to shoot that up there. Looked like he was trying to retrieve it somehow. Either way, here we go. Round number 3. Akatsuki looking very strong. Prophecy with the 4K on the round.
Attackers have located
Exactly
a
what
bomb.
Akatsuki needed to get right back into this, keep this game tied, and Prod will kick things off. Creators will get domed. Only 30 seconds deep into the round, and the castle off the board. Fantastic shot through him, by him rather. Obviously throwing some shots down through the soft wall into open area. A little bit of damage on Drip, a little bit of damage on Doc. Probably not going to be for long. We got Butters, the slaying machine, playing Doc up top right now.
Already taking off that castle
Bomb
creator.
located
It's
by
not going to be the most essential pick utility-wise, but definitely a body nonetheless. So we'll be looking to see what Akatsuki can do with this now. He'll actually also catch the Valkyrie. Prophecy doing an excellent job on this roam clear, able to take down the Nitro Cell as well as Crazy. So a lot of experience. He will still have the Valkyrie camera, so if they are good teammates, which everyone inside of CL should be, they should be hopping right on those and trying to see if they can't gather any intel that they can. Looks like the exothermic charge is going to start to go out. Will the impact grenades come out? No, it looks like Dream is actually going to get taken out by Prophecy, who is yet again tearing off in this round. Filthy going to go for a Nitro Cell, but doesn't have that intel. Will not find anybody at 2v5, as it looks like Talon is going to start to put that diffuser down, and a trade will come out between Prophecy and Butters. This is going to leave Filthy on an island, a 1v3 here, a 1v4 actually. As he's not going to even spot the person here on top squares. He will get the spots though, so might be able to get one frag at least. Doesn't look like any of the shots are landing from either of these two players. Reloads will come out from both. That's going to be Filthy. He'll put onto about 20 HP. Not looking like this is very successful. The Zofia will just slide right in through that window. Drip. Yardy going to just take that kill for himself as he was tired of that gunfight going on.
Listen, I know it's early. I know we're only 3 rounds deep, right? Going into round 4. But, you know, I said Akatsuki. I said Akatsuki's perfectly in the position to find success on a map like Bay. And, you know, they had a rough, I don't want to even say it's a rough first round. It came down to a 1v1 in the end in round number 1 when they lost on the basement. And the next 2 rounds, they looked as strong as I've ever seen them. So a very good start here for Akatsuki after, you know, going down 7-2. That's not fun. We just saw earlier on the B stream, Disrupt taking Adventure Force on their first map, 7-0. I think the first 7-0 that we've seen in Challenger League in North
Yes.
America so far, and Adventure Force was able to bring it right back and win. So that's why I don't count Akatsuki out. I know what they're capable of, and so far so good here. You know, the one round they lost, they got it down to a 1v1 situation, a manageable situation, and the ones that they won, like I said, it was a steamroll on their end. So not having to rely on winning gunfights that don't put you in a position if you lose to immediately get the refrag. That was Akatsuki's Achilles heel in the last game, and they're making sure to avoid that this time around. Here they go back down to basement where they lost before, and basement, you know, widely considered a must-win site if you're a defender. And Filthy having a little bit of time dancing with the drone will finally get it. But Prod knows that he wasted a little bit of setup time there for the Jaeger, and so he'll throw a winky face in the chat just to make sure he knows.
He's gonna let Filthy know that he potatoed on his drone, and always the BM coming out in chat inside of NA, known for its toxicity, but even more so just its playful banter inside of the in-game chat. But again, we got another attacking round here for Akatsuki, possibly looking to tack on 3 in a row on Bank here. Is the only round that has been won has been this CCTV and locker site. Gonna be able to go back down to it will be 2Faced, so looking to see if they can't find the same result as they did in the first round.
Torches on!
Here we go, a little bit of a sightline opened up towards the red hallway. They do know that there is somebody playing these server stairs that has pretty much become the meta, although we've seen it played a lot of different ways. We've seen Bank twice in the first 2 matchups of the day. We've seen it played with a Warden. We've seen it played with the Smoke. We've seen it played with a Jaeger. We've seen it played with a Mute so far, and to varying degrees of success by both of these teams. This time around, we'll be seeing it played by a Smoke once more. And last time we saw a Smoke playing, they were showing the Pulse kind of working underneath the hatch, and Server just kind of seeing what was going on. Smoke will throw out, I believe, his last Toxic Babe, and the Prophecy will watch that rotate to make sure that Smoke will not make it out of server stairs alive. And when that hatch gets open, you're pretty much committed to dying protecting those stairs. But look at this, already almost 2 minutes off the board. Really, if you're gonna waste 2 minutes, it's worth a life. A non-refragged life for the defense, because that's 2/3 of the round. That's a really good job there for Roman. And he's just going to kind of hold it out. It's very difficult to go up against this, and just like that, Dream will find the first one. Taking Prophecy down to the ground. He's the one that's had so much success. Will he find a second? He will! Dream with the 2-piece, holding server stairs. He'll find a third. No, he won't. He'll get shut down, but not before doing a little bit of damage. No, actually, he'll miss the shot completely, so Yardy will get the kill down onto the Smoke, but lose 2 in the process. So 2 minutes and 2 operators lost, including your Thermite. A disastrous turn of events for Akatsuki. They're going to have to do what they haven't had much success doing thus far, and that is winning straight gunfights, as they're going to be forced to go through the choke points. We'll have some smokes come down from the Jackal. Drip will peek in just to see if he can find any information about what's waiting for him on the other side. We'll hear the Yokai and the Nitro go off, but neither will hit their mark. We'll have Drip find one with the SVG-11 at close range. No, Prod gets the kill, and Drip will commit to the plant. 9 seconds left. There's still a Yokai in play, though, and I'm not sure. We'll hear that charge go off as the plant gets stopped. Kills going out on both sides. Action all over the place, but it is only Prod, and Prod will not be able to get the job done. 2Faced will successfully defend downstairs, and they will tie things right back up at 2 apiece.
That was the ultimate example of just a shit show inside of the site. We saw those pushes come in, and like you said, with the Thermite and Thatcher down, they were forced to just push right in and try to see if they couldn't find the frags. And the dance that was just happening between that Jackal and the Echo inside of Garage was just like a ballet. And the Echo ultimately winning it out on time as the team kill actually came down on the side of Akatsuki. So things will be tied up 2-2. So far, the only defenses that 2Faced have been able to win have been downstairs in the basement. So looking to see if they're able to pull a little bit more momentum here, as they're going to be going up to Tellers and Archives now. So a site which they haven't played just yet. And
I
This is
muted
the first
myself
round-
to cough and didn't unmute myself.
No,
so
you're good.
Sorry about that.
I did want to say though, this is gonna be the first round that we haven't seen the Echo. We haven't seen Crazy bring the Echo.
Well, you know, different site, different strategy. One thing that we kind of see in comp play that we didn't used to see is like you'd have like one person would main an operator. Now
Yes.
that's not really the case. You'll
No.
see somebody
10
play like we
seconds left
saw
before insertion.
in the prior game with Obey. We saw who was
35
playing
seconds
the
remaining.
Jaeger up top. Was that Grixer
It was Grixer and
or
Ab-
Abunai? So yeah, so I think it was.
Objective is to
Yeah, so
locate a
Grixer
bomb
would
and
play like
defuse
Jaeger
it.
upstairs, but Abunai would play Jaeger when it was basement. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you know, and so that's kind of what we see here going on, and we see a lot of that here. It's really kind of a role and more of a role and less of an operator.
I think
and
it
so
depends
if
on
you have
playstyle more than anything.
right, so if you have like a roaming Jaeger, that's a different person playing Jaeger than if you have like a turtle Jaeger. So here we go, round number 5, 30 seconds off the board as entry is now being made by Akatsuki. They will have 2 more opportunities, including the round currently underway, to attack before switching over to defense. Bank being a slightly more favorable defensive site just because of the win rate
Win
on
weight.
basement for defenses here on Bank.
Definitely looking to see how this round is gonna unform for Akatsuki. Is they're trying to see if they can't gain a little bit of a lead here going into their own defenses. I definitely would agree in saying that this is a defensive-sided map, and oh my god, it's gonna be an aggressive peek. Prod just barely comes off the angle, and he could have possibly caught off this dock, but the spot actually comes through, and that's gonna give away Butters' his position, so he'll actually probably rotate away from this and go back towards the site. End up giving away a free kill from Prod. Either way, though, it looks like we're going to be seeing about half the round left to play. No real gunfights happening just yet. It looks like they might be able to take control of side of open area. Not having anybody play in here. Although they do still have the dock, he'll rotate in through kitchen. Pixel's gonna go for the drop and see if he can cut this off. But it'll be Butters. He'll find Prod with a nice shot before finally getting traded out. The Legion will also fall to Talon, who gets a nice 2K. It looks like there's even more gunfights that are looking to go down.
Bomb
The
located by attacker.
aggression coming out from 2Faced.
Yes, indeed it will. But it's still a 3v4, still manageable for both of these teams. Still a minute left to work with for the attacking squad. And now they don't have any immediate threats to deal with. No roam game, no anything. So they will now turn their focus towards the site. Drip throwing a lot of utility down towards the site. He'll hear an impact actually get detonated pretty quickly. But oh no, a prone, ready and waiting Prophecy watching that flank, and he will take Filthy off the board. And just like that, Castle goes too. Only one left to find. Drip finding his second of the round. Dream, it's all up to him, and no, sir, he'll get shut down immediately. And Akatsuki just turning the switch, able to win their shots, or hit their shots, win their gunfights. And Akatsuki looking pretty darn good here, taking the lead once again.
They definitely looked a lot stronger in that round than they looked previous. And yet again, we're going to be seeing 2Faced struggling on any other bomb site than the CCTV and lockers. So they definitely need to figure something out on one of these off-site or off-primary sites, as they're going to be going back over to Tellers and Archives. So possibly thinking that they could work something out there. Not going to be changing that lineup whatsoever, though. They're going to be bringing the exact same setup for the exact same site twice in a row. So I'd like to see them try to switch up their roam strategy here. I mean, it just didn't look like it was much of a success in that previous round. It seems like Akatsuki was just able to run right through them.
And we've seen on the 3 rounds that Akatsuki won, that seems to be the case. Akatsuki seems to run right through them. Of course, the first round of the entire matchup of this map, 2Faced won like in a 1v1, and then the second one they won pretty heavily. I think they had 2 or 3 people up. So it's been a very Akatsuki-sided half. We'll have to see if they can finish with the lead or if it ends in a tie. Either of those possible still.
10 seconds remaining.
And a less preferable site coming out here from 2Faced, a little bit more difficult to hold. So they're going to have to rely a little bit more on the roam game, which has just been, you know, kind of shut down pretty well thus far. Akatsuki, you know, does very good drone work, and they react to the intel that they receive very quickly while it's still fresh and usable. And because of that, you know, the roam game has not been very successful so far for 2Faced. That needs to change if they want to end at the half and go into attack with a tie.
100%. Making our way into the 6th round, the final round of this half. We will be seeing a side swap going into round number 7. And for those of you who aren't used to competitive play, you'll play 6 rounds on defense or attack, and then you'll switch right over to the other side. You'll be going over to whichever side you weren't previously on. You'll be going over to that. So it's a way of just making things a little bit more competitive. Allows for the defenses and attacks to both switch things up if they need to be. But Filthy, look at it, really frag there onto Prophecy, getting aggressive down these main stairs, or possibly just rotating up them. I'm not really too sure what was going on there, but a big heads up play from Filthy to take down the Thatcher of all people early on.
Yep, it is early on. It is a Thatcher, very important operator to have removed from play if you're 2Faced, if you want to go into the half with a tie. And if they do, you know, what does that say about their success rate on this map? They had a very good attack on Clubhouse, almost flawless. And because of that, they're going to feel very confident switching on Bank as well, because they move very swiftly. They got the ACOGs to work with, and they've been winning their gunfights. We hear some shots go off screen. Castle losing a little bit of his health, as does the Jackal. They'll continue the fight, though, and it looks like the Castle will win it out. So 2 down from Akatsuki. Pixel will refrag it, though, and bring it right back. A minute left to go, 3v4. And just like that, Talon will even it out. But oh no, a little bit of team damage being done to Talon. Not too much, about 25 health. Still very manageable. It's still plenty of time to work with for Akatsuki. So they will reconvene and decide to push in towards site, and a pre-fire from Drip finds the head of Crazy. A beautiful flick, and only a little bit of damage done to him. A C4 will get primed. He'll see somebody up above the hatch. Filthy will miss, though, with said C4. They know somebody's underneath. Only one on site to contend with. Will they push? Filthy will push up those central stairs. He'll hear somebody underneath, but not react in time. And Akatsuki, just like that, will take the lead 4-2 going into the half.
And a big 4-2 lead indeed, as that's going to be putting them onto their defenses. And arguably, I mean, Bank can kind of be a weird map. It can be defender sided and then attacker sided, just depending on the bans. And I definitely think with these bans, I mean, it could lead to the attack with the knock ban not being the most effective. But either way, I feel like I just feel like this definitely favors Akatsuki. They've been playing very well. And you said it from the start, Ty, that you thought that Akatsuki had a better chance on Bank than they did on the... What map did we just see played? Clubhouse. We just saw Clubhouse, yeah. Yes. So definitely looking a lot stronger for them than Clubhouse. And honestly, very interesting, to say the least, that we're seeing a completely different Akatsuki on map number 2.
Well, yeah, and I told you that what I saw that they did right in Clubhouse translates really well to Bank, right? So they have their attack. Now they've got to defend, and things can get shaken up. Even if you come off of a half with, you know, a little bit of momentum, if you will, you know, things can change. The role swap is a lot different, right? What you do. You're not gaining ground and working to get together to do so. You don't have the, you know, the equipment to do that. You're kind of working with what you have. That's more of a static information gathering setup. And so that's what they'll do. Now they have some roamers up top, very spread out throughout the map. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure exactly how many are going to go back down to site once utility's been deployed. But I like seeing a little bit more of an aggressive roam from Akatsuki, because that's kind of unlike them, right? They're kind of a more reserved team in that regard. And I think that could really catch 2Faced off guard, because I have a feeling that 2Faced isn't as, I guess, prone to droning and you know, seeking out that information before they react. They rely a little bit more on their gun skill, which is why they had so much more success on Clubhouse, right? Because they were able to rely on that gun skill, and that played a much more major role than it does here on Bank. So I think that's what Akatsuki has had success-wise so far, but I'd like to see them mix it up a little bit. And of course, as soon as I say that, I don't see any of them on the roam anymore.
No, I'm definitely not looking to see anybody on this roam. We'll be seeing the Valk, though, so definitely looking for Filthy. That's a nice camera just inside of the elevator shaft. So Filthy spotting that out, and excellent work on this IQ, able to deny all of this intel. And again, we see IQ brought so often for that retake of the top floor. Denying these cameras outright on Filthy is going to be big in order to keep this top floor control in their favor. So looking to see the 4-2, and all five members of the defense are essentially on site or on this basement floor. Looking to see what this attack can't do with the control that it already has. They already have control of server. They have control of the top floor here with Filthy just watching this rotate. So they have a minute and a half here to deny or to bait out any and all utility from the defense. So definitely look for them to try to do that as Dream spots the Maestro inside of Garage and could possibly go for the kill, but it's actually Drip. No, that's the Echo inside of Garage. Drip will hit the nice shot onto Creators and rip the head right off of the Thatcher. So already using this long angle to his advantage. It looks like Filthy has spotted out the Echo drone, but is unable to find it underneath this table.
Yeah, and it looked like the drone was actually stuck in there. Nope, there it is. It comes out, but Filthy is absolutely ready for it. So here comes the plant attendant. I'm not sure if it's a spectator-sided bug. Those pillars, those framework of the wall still being in place, but it looks like he was able to back it and Drip is doing tons of damage, but no, we'll get shot right back. And Crazy, oh no, we'll actually be behind him. Yeah, in Garage, we'll see the foot of somebody else and down him. No, not quite. We'll have a little bit of health there to work with. No, he is down him, so that's the smoke down, and he will get finished off by Butters. And looks like now a couple of kills come right back for Akatsuki. So a 3v2, and Akatsuki just bring it right back with a flurry of kills, and 4 in a row. Prophecy ending with a 2-piece, and 2Faced will go down. Akatsuki up 5-2.
I don't even know what that round was. It seemed like they had the play with that flank in through Garage. The perfect play there for the Maverick of Crazy. They had no idea, the defense had no idea he was in there. So he had the perfect flank, not only to deny the angle from Garage, but also take down the Echo and that ability to deny plant. And taking that look at that scoreboard, it looked like Drip, I believe, was sitting atop with 13 frags. But I mean, either way, it's been an excellent team effort here. No, Prophecy with the 13 frags. Drip was with 7. So just not seeing the frags coming out from 2Faced. Butters and Dream they're really trying. They're really trying to bring this up for 2Faced, trying to secure those 3 points or even 1 point at this point, as it looks like it's going to be Akatsuki possibly bringing us to match point here soon. I would assume that they would be with the way that they're playing, at least.
So to CEO we will go as secondary site here for Akatsuki, who's just been on a roll so far. I believe they've won 4 straight after being tied.
Yes.
Or actually, were they down? Oh, let me think here. No, they were up 2-1, and then
10 seconds to insertion.
2Faced
The last
won.
round that they won
2-2.
was round 4. So it's
Right,
been
so they won 3 in a row.
5 seconds
Three in a row.
remaining.
The last 2 of their defense and their first attack. It's been a long night. Okay, I'm an old man.
Attackers are moving.
Hey,
Late.
that's why I'm
Usually in
taking
bed right now.
notes. I don't
I'm
remember
usually in
this
bed
stuff.
right now, asleep.
Oh yeah?
Right, dreamland.
What
I'm
time
usually
is
in
it for you
REM.
right now? Are you
I'm
East
usually in
Coast?
REM sleep by now. It's almost 11. Almost 11 p.m.
Oh, so you're Central.
That I am indeed. I'm a Texas boy.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're from Texas. You're one of those
Yeehaw!
guys. I go to school
Here we
with a lot
go.
of people from Texas. So
Do what?
I go to school with a lot of people from Texas, so I know what your breed is like, you know.
You sound like you're an East Coast fella.
I'm not. I'm from St. Louis originally. So I've got kind of like a northern accent, you know. Kind of
Yeah.
a Boston accent. I kind of announce
Boston.
my O's a little bit. Boston. I gotta go get my
Boston.
fob. You know, we're gonna get the door on. So either way though, definitely accents everywhere and anywhere. As
Loading new mag.
looking at again, round number 8 in Creators. Already shutting
bomb
down the
has been located.
smoke. I'm not sure where that was from. It looks like that was from the skylight, possibly, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure how the smoke of Pixel was caught off so far outside of the janitor closet, but just getting way too aggressive will be easily shut down by Creator. So an excellent job from him to hold that angle.
Attackers have located a
More
bomb.
drones are going to start to file in for 2Faced. They're just trying to gather this intel, trying to see what they can't figure out here. Oh no, the pre-fire just missing from Butters, as actually the plant is going down from Dream. How does the attack not know about this? They have both the Echo and the Valkyrie in play. The Nitro Soul will still miss and not even find the kill. 3v4 post plant. The jump outs are happening, but trades come back and forth. It's a 2v3 here. The two ACOGs, the two 1 speeds left on the defense. It looks like Prod's trying to find this angle out on the rappel, but Butter's playing it very well. Repelled all the way down. Talon will find 1 frag, but will he be able to find a second here? It looks like Butters, or Dream, is actually going to shut that down. It's now 1v2. All lift up to Prod, but a nice quick round there as Butters will clean things up. 2Faced putting on their 3rd round, finally finding some success.
All right, Talon. I heard that 1 tap, buddy.
Oh, yeah. I heard it
I
too.
heard that Echo 1 tap. Still, not a whole lot they could do. It was a valiant effort. I mean, with 1 person down in the walls, like both CEO wall panels opened up in like the first minute. Akatsuki, really a very difficult comeback round for them. And again, valiant effort. Just not a lot you can do there, especially people on repelled guarding that diffuser. They weren't even allowing Akatsuki to get anywhere near it to attempt to disable the diffuser. And please, for the love of Moses, yes, a Capkin on the side of Akatsuki. I really wish I could see what gun he has too. I mean, obviously it could be the AK, but you know, Capkin shotgun would be even better. Capkin, I wonder what his pick rate is in
Attackers
tier
need
2
to locate
play.
and defuse
You know, tier 1, tier
bombs.
2 play. It couldn't be very high.
No, I don't think it's very high at all.
Not the AK. He's got the 9x19. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Either way, yes, we will see a Capkin. And
Attackers
just
have
like we
located
talked
a bomb.
about Frost a little bit earlier and how effective Frost tends to be, you know, at the higher level because nobody brings them ever. You know, you can get that out of Capkin too. You know, back in the day, Capkin's gone through a lot of revisions. For those of you that have been playing Siege for a long time, you know, back in the day, it would produce like a extremely hard to miss laser beam. But if you stepped into a Capkin trap, it was an insta kill. And then they reduced it to where you could kind of, and you could only put it at the bottom of the door. Then they added the ability to kind of place it in a multitude of elevations. And they still had the red laser, but it would only do 50 damage, right? Or it would down you, I think, was one of the iterations. It would definitely down you, but it wouldn't kill you. And then they made the laser invisible. And so they've gone through a lot of balancing attempts with Capcan, who's a vanilla operator. They've just never been able to find something that works consistently. Because, you know, when you know there's a Capcan, you typically start checking. But now, we've been playing for so long without a Capcan, very similar to how you know, top-tier people have been playing without a Frost, and thus the Capcan is viable for kind of a one-off, you know, shows up to kind of bamboozle the other team's scenario.
Yeah, I definitely think that he's like that's the perfect explanation for his operator. He's definitely kind of a pick that you don't want to pick every round because then the enemy team is just gonna expect it and they'll check every door. So then he's pretty useless. Definitely a pick that you want to pick every once in a while that's just going to throw off the attack. And already early on, as we're talking here, Butters, the top frag from the last map, is going to go down to a Nitro Cell from Pride. It looked like another one may have went off, or even a Capcan trap that Crazy would have ran into, which is kind of ironic as he is the IQ and should be the operator that is detecting those traps. Already a lot of work on the side of Drip here, and more Nitro Cells will come flying through as they try to trick these hatches with the Cade, but ultimately will be unsuccessful as we reach about halfway through the round. Already 1 kill and half the damage done onto Crazy. Looking pretty good here for Akatsuki, but as I say that, Creators will make it even. That kill onto Prod, the Valkyrie going down. Already did expend the Nitro Cell, so not the most useful pick as she's going to just be able to sit even longer on those cameras and gather more intels if Crazy has been unable to detect these cameras.
Yeah, I heard another explosion. I'm not sure if that was an impact grenade. So it seemed like. Either way, it's a 4-4. Make that a 4-3 as Dream will pick one up to Prophecy. And Akatsuki, after a fantastic start, did not seem like the same Akatsuki we saw in the first half of this map. Go ahead, see the second thermite charge go off as Creator finds his second for the round, and Filthy will find one to tack on to it. And now only one remains as Pixel offsite. He'll get dispatched up very quickly by Creators up top with a 3K on the round. And 2Faced coming alive here in the later half of this map.
Yeah, 2Faced coming alive indeed, and looking like we're going to be seeing a much closer matchup than we saw. 5-4, only one round split, as it was a 5-2 earlier on in this half. So going to be looking like possibly a tie even coming through, or maybe even 2Faced will come through and sweep the points right out of Akatsuki's hands. They're just one round away from securing at least 1 point, and definitely, you definitely need to be pulling it as many points as you can at this point of the season. But
Defenders,
ties
protect your
just,
bombs from being
they
defused by
really
attackers.
just hurt both teams more than they help. So it's just
Deploying ADS.
it's a balance, I guess. You got to be winning the matches. You got to be securing those 3 points. But if you're playing for 1 point, that's definitely something that you've got to play for. If it's the only option.
Yeah, the only time a tie is acceptable is if the other team's at 6 rounds.
Yes.
Right? Otherwise, no bueno. Because a win is 3 points, right? So you're getting like an extra free point if you could just close it out.
10 seconds left
We
before
saw
insertion.
Obey miss out on that opportunity in map 1 against Rise Nation. They were up
5 seconds to insertion.
6-4, but Rise was able to bring it back 2 rounds straight and tie that first map. Obey getting the
Attackers
second
moving out to locate a bomb
map
and
win,
defuse
though,
it.
so they'll add 4 points to their already commanding lead, and now they could have a complete loss of a day. So 2 back-to-back losses. Rise Nation could have 2 back-to-back wins, and they would still be in first place at this point. But here we go. This is the second matchup of the night and the second game of the second matchup of the night for our A stream here. And we got Akatsuki, who pulled ahead quite a bit, 5-2 at one point. But 2Faced mounting a comeback. Now only a single round differential between the two teams. So a lot of time left in this round, though, as 2Faced, like I predicted when the role swap happened, having a lot more success here on attack than they did on defense.
And then just a little update for you all. Or it looks like Orglis was able to beat Shrug here on map number 2, 7-3. So they'll be securing themselves 3 points. So I guess if you are coming over from our B stream, welcome. We've got Akatsuki. We've got 2Faced. 2Faced was successfully able to win the first map, a score of 7-2 on Clubhouse. And there's a host from Benny. Thank you so much, Benny. 133 people. Welcome all you beautiful faces. As we're getting kind of down to the wire here. 2Faced has been on a tear these last few rounds, winning 2 in a row. Looking to see if they can't swipe the 3 points away from Akatsuki and propel themselves even closer to that second place spot. It's gonna have to deal with talent though.
Attackers have
Inside of
located a
Gold
bomb.
Bars, gathering all that intel, like we see the Pulses do so much on Bank. He's such a popular operator for this exact reason.
A bomb has been
Looks like Drip,
located.
he's gonna try to get intel on these main stairs, see if they can't go for a rotate up, but we'll spot out the Thatcher as well as the IQ. The IQ's trying to get some utility there with the pistol out. Prophecy's gonna swing wide and do a lot of damage, but the plant, it's coming down from Dream, but it's possibly just a bait to try to see if they can't get rid of the utility. Butters and Creators will tack on 2, making it a 3v5, but doesn't spot the second Claymore. It's now a 1v5 and a flawless round for 2Faced. They'll tie things up 5-5 here, looking to go the full distance on map number 2, and again, they're looking to just swipe these points away from Akatsuki.
A very powerful, commanding, send a message style round from 2Faced as they tie things up just like that. They have won 3 straight now. And from Akatsuki, who only had to win 1 of the rounds in order to guarantee a point for them at the very worst, now are facing a situation in which 2Faced can come back. I mean, if you're down 5-2, if you want to win, if you want to get those points, you have to win 5 perfect
Attackers
rounds.
need to
You
locate
cannot
and
lose
defuse
a
bomb.
single round if you want those 3 points. And so far, they've managed to win 3 of those 5 rounds. And the last one being flawless. 2Faced really on the up and up here on attack.
I mean, looking like that, exactly. Looking much better than they did on their defenses, and even in the first round on their attack, they've come back with a vengeance here, driving for those 3 points. And again, we will remind you,
10 seconds to go.
these are the 3rd and 4th place teams inside of Challenger Leagues.
5 5 seconds
2Faced being
remaining.
the number 3 team, and then Akatsuki looking at 4th place. So haven't been able to secure any points on today, as 2Faced was able to secure those 3 with the first map on Clubhouse. And again, we're looking to go the full distance of 12 rounds here. I don't know. What do you guys think in chat? You guys looking for a 2Faced comeback, or are you looking to see Akatsuki try to close this out? Ty, what do you think?
Well, there's no looking for a 2Faced comeback. They have come back. It is a tie game right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's 2Faced that's sitting atop the mountain right now. Although, you know, Akatsuki, if they could just reconvene and do what they did at the beginning, they won't have any problem. But look at this, 3 of them here in the server room, looking for intel. Got the pulse working, trying to figure out exactly what the plan is here for 2F. I don't believe they have anybody up on those server stairs. And so if the hatch begins to get open, that will force them. And it looks like Pixel is on the stairs. So 4 of the 5 members of the team all around the server's area currently. Pixel pushing all the way up against this doorway, waiting, something that we've seen from every team every round tonight. And here comes the hatch. And when the hatch gets open, it all but traps whoever is working server stairs there. And so usually you'll see him fight until he is dispatched up. We'll see EMP get thrown right up against the wall to dispatch of any of the ADSs. Grenade number 1 go in. It will do no damage, but it will actually destroy one of the toxic babes. But the smoke will have to run down the stairs as the grenade chases him, and Butters will clean him right up. So the smoke off the board, and oh, the Jaeger will escape with about 1 health. Such a low bar, I can't even see a single bit of white up there at the top, and look at that. That, wow, ladies and gentlemen, is 1 health. A sneeze and he is dead, and Akatsuki, again, in a very precarious situation, as they will have to battle out this last minute with 1 person down and 1 person all but down.
Yeah, and I mean, Prophecy is just lucky that there was nobody on top of that CCTV hatch watching us rotate back in through the site. If there was, he would have been dead for sure. And like you said, getting close to the end of the round here, not a lot of denial on the side of the defense. Possibility of 2 grenades and 2 echo drones on the side of Drip. I'm not sure if Prophecy was bringing that nitro cell or not, but Dreamin', he's gonna try to go in for the first plant. It looks like the rip. It will get baited out perfectly. No Talon will find the 2K with the nitro cell. How do you let that happen? 2Faced, the round was in the palm of your hand, but now it looks like it might be a lot more difficult here. Again, Prophecy still on 1 HP. The trades will start to come through. Still have the Jaeger on 1 HP up, but it's a 1v3 now, and it's Akatsuki pushing things to match point and securing at least 1 point. But not only that, they'll deny the 3 on the side of 2Faced. So could we possibly see an even split here between the 3rd and 4th seed both receiving 3 points? Or can we see 2Faced complete that comeback as they are now down yet again?
I'll tell you what, that is a breath of fresh air for Akatsuki, but they do not have time to sit and enjoy that because they need these 3 points, right? They lost to 2Faced straight up on the last map, and thus they garnered 0 points for themselves. So they really, really need this win because, again, after this play day, there's only 1 more week of Challenger League. Although there are 2 play days crammed into that week, there's only 2 play days, and we talked about it. Both of these teams have the number 1 and number 2 teams yet to play, right? And so time and the rest of the season schedule, both are not on these teams' side. So they have to take as much advantage of what they can get out of today's matchup as humanly possible, because they have nothing but very, very difficult matchups remaining for the rest of the season. And because the tail end of CL has been condensed with 2 play days a week, Monday and Wednesday, that's not a lot of time to prepare for such intense matchups for these teams. So Akatsuki, if they want to have any hope of finishing in that top 2, have to win right here. 2Faced on the other side.
Oh my God.
Very aggressive run out by Drip. I'm not sure what he was thinking. It's match point. He will get dispatched of very quickly, and a very questionable play coming from Akatsuki.
Drip, it looked like he was just trying to catch that attack off guard, but it looked like 2Faced had the drones, and you saw all those members spawn there with that crossfire. there was no way that they were going to let that man get back into the building without being traded out at least. But not even a single point of HP taken off of the attack, so already looking like we might be going towards the tie unless we're able to see the rest of Akatsuki clutch out here and win this round for their team. Again, going to be going up to the top floor for Akatsuki. They have not been the most successful. The only sites that they were really able to defend have been CCTV. Every other site has gone in favor of 2Faced. So if history is going to repeat itself, we will be seeing the tie come out here on the half. Butter is already on this north rappel. Does have filthy inside of ATMs in order to deny the peek from main lobby. So look for that to be a big point of contest for this defense. They're going to be desperate to try to get him off of this angle, but they're not going to be able to. We have about a minute 37 left here, and still a lot of utility on the defense, so this could easily go in their favor, but another pick and it's going to make things a lot worse.
Yeah, things getting not so great here for Akatsuki, down 2 operators. About half the round gone. Still plenty of time for the attackers to kind of circle around and make their attack. But right as I say that, the diffuser begins to go down. Somebody hears it, but they're ready and waiting at the rotate to stop it. The yokai nowhere to be found. Prod will find 1, but must find 4 more along with his teammate. No, make that solo, as it is a 1v4 post-plant situation. Just too much to be done. And 2Faced will secure the tie and 4 points on this play day. And they will very much retain their spot. Their 3rd place spot will actually pull a lot closer to Rise Nation, who was only able to accumulate 1 point today. So let's have a look here at the point totals thus far. So 2Faced at 11 points before this day began. Rise Nation at 17. So 2Faced will move up to 15